name is Dingan, and this is my colleague Eric. As students at Rhodes University, being the majority, educators as well, you would know that there is a problem on this campus. You would find that during times where you are not engaged in vigorous academic activities, you have nowhere to go. In addition to that, you have no access to affordable food, reliable food, and great service. So, why are we here? We're here because we have a solution for you. This solution is our passion. It is the idea of creating a unified, solidified, and integrated student population amongst students specifically at Rhodes University on this campus. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do you aim to do this? Ladies and gentlemen, we have the solution. The solution is great service in a central space that is safe and student-directed. What might we call such an innovative idea? Ladies and gentlemen, we introduce you to... How? We introduce you to the REC with a brilliant slogan, a home for all. Now, my colleague here is going to introduce you to our customer segments.
Okay. So the main people we are targeting is the students of Rhodes University and stuff. By students, I mean the students living in residence. We have over 3,000 students living in residence. Opulent students are over 4,000. And then we have staff members who also form a considerable amount of people. Conference guests, we realize that during holidays, we will need, we'll still need to operate and stuff. The Rhodes University have a lot of conferences on campus during holidays, so we still keep our business open during holidays. That's why we are targeting the conference guests.
Now, the idea of our value proposition. Why would you come to the REC as an alternative to going into town or ordering in from, let's say, steers or debonaires? The REC will be famous for its value proposition, as we are focused and dedicated to good food at a constant quality, served quickly, and this will remain consistent throughout the year on this campus. We are located, or will be located, within a safe space where there will be an entertainment environment within the REC as an establishment. Obviously, as Rhodes students, you know you have access to unlimited internet as long as you have a student number and a password. In addition, from our customer segments and the engagements with our actual customer sector, we came to realize that students are in need of an alternative working space on this campus outside of the library. The library obviously has very strict and stringent rules and regulations. You cannot go in there with your cup of coffee and discuss Aristotle over it. So the REC will provide a space where students can come together, have these conversations in a space that is ample and accommodative to both academics and relaxation. My colleague now will be dealing with our critical assumptions.
Okay, the first assumption is that we assume there was a need. There was a need for the REC, for the services will be provided. So before, what we needed to do was we needed to test it. And by testing, we spoke to UCT and Stellenbosch, other universities, to find out if they have such a thing on campus. From them, there is a need for that. We also spoke to our students. We had a questionnaire. We also spoke to the cave, the day cave, and looking at that from both the questionnaires and the interviews and our research, we found out that there is actually a need for such a thing at Rhodes University. This was an interview at the day cave. This is how the day cave looks like, and this is the interview we had there.
Okay, data results. I must be very clear. As we are in a vacation period the student population at Rhodes is very limited. So we did do research, we did send out surveys. Unfortunately, we were only able to gather about 20 students ranging from your first years to postgraduate level. We do have a diverse group within our sample group, but it's still very limited. So we would still need to do more rigorous research around it. But however, in this research that we conducted, we found that 50% of the students that we surveyed acknowledged the fact that there already is currently a place where, or a pre-established place for students to meet, which then becomes your obvious day cave. However, which is also just as interesting, 50% said there isn't, which means in some way or another there is a loophole or there is a gap in the market that we could penetrate. In addition to that, when presented with the rec as an alternative to spending their free time on grass or under trees, 100% said they would be interested and 100% that they would support.
Okay, and then the second critical assumption was if we have a venue like that on campus and if we can use it. So we had a conversation with Dr. Ian Lange, and they did show willingness to have something like this on campus where the old Union Bar used to be. There's a lot of space there that is not being utilized. So we will be using that space for our rec.
This is the current look of the Union Bar. Obviously, it was initially an establishment that served liquor. Take into consideration, we're not here to perpetuate any culture that is not conducive to building Rhodes in the direction that it's heading. There will be no alcohol served on the premises. However, there will be revitalization and we'll head towards more of a coffee bar slash 100% fruit bar, a fruit juice bar, which is just as great for our students and it's a healthier option. However, we've got big dreams as the rec and especially as the team. We have a couple of vision pictures here, just showing you the direction we'd like to head in the future. Right, so this clearly depicts your coffee stations, your relaxing environments. Here you find your workstations where people are able to come through with their laptops, with their readings, just have those conversations with friends over a cup of coffee. Obviously the amazing food that we will be serving, which is already in development, and then during the evenings you can have your comic nights, your open mics, your poetry slams, just to give our students something to do that is productive and also taking away from drinking culture in and around Grahamstown.
Okay, the next critical assumption was if the food we'll be producing is affordable. So we did an interview and also questionnaires, and we found out that selling our products, students were not willing to spend anything more than 40 Rand on campus. We managed to make, yesterday we managed to produce something and it was below 35 Rand, which we managed to sell to some of our students. It was very successful, so our students did show willingness to pay for a product like this, so far as it's under 35 Rand.
Right, and then again, some inspiration, just the idea, fresh food, fresh juice, and amazingly fresh coffee. This is a small mock-up, I know you can't see it, but it's just the development of a menu, a running menu. Obviously, as we go along, it's a refining process, seeing what students like, sampling, and just getting our products in line with the student demand.
Okay, so for lunch, some of the things we have on the menu is chicken wrap. We also have noodles, which we will sell for about 10 Rand. Comes with steamed bread. We also have, you know, the whole transformation agenda. We have tripe, which we'll be selling for 20 Rand with steamed bread. And we have different salads and soups for anyone who would like to purchase something.
Right, then
next critical assumption is we wanted to know if there was this desire among our student body for a recreational and entertainment outlet on campus. Through our service and interview, this was tested. 100% of the people interviewed indicated that there was a desire. 100% also showed that they would support the establishment. and other presenters will attend live entertainment session. What used to happen in the previous, when they had the bar, was there used to be nightcap, a comedy, and other societies used to use the venue, and through our interviews, the students showed interest in that. They would like something like that to happen again at the Rec Club.
Alright, then this is just a visual illustration of our viability survey. All of the actual surveys conducted were anonymous, but we just asked the respective people to sign them for authenticity's sake so that you know we didn't fill them in ourselves. Follow.
Okay, and then the other thing was if the Rec is a safe place, we assumed it's a safe place. We did our research, looking at, we already have CPU and high-tech garden that area in the evening and throughout the day. So it happens to be one of the safest places in Grahamstown. And that and our students did show they were happy with the safety around that area. And they did indicate that they would prefer being on campus throughout the night than going to BP or another place which poses security threats. So through that we realized that campus is actually the best place for people to act.
And then taking into consideration the engagements we've had with this class, we added in something new, just to bring home the idea of being a home for all, which is let's transform. This is just the idea of actually creating inclusive space. It's all fine and dandy to say that we want to be a home for all, but it would be great if we as the pioneers of this project bring in different stakeholders just to make it as inclusive as possible. This is the idea of bringing interfaith groups to come and, whether it's an exhibition or a cultural night within the Rec where they get to share their ethnic foods or showcase their talents or whatever arts it may be, just to bring life, number one, and then also to create this space and make it inclusive. In addition, yes, your intercultural showcases and in conjunction with other stakeholders, because we know that there are many constituencies that make up the Rhodes University Student Body. And then also just having a diverse staff complement to make it comfortable for everyone. So it's your gender demographics, your racial demographics, and the likes. Alright, since we do serve food, takeaways. This is what we've learned from the program. We, first of all, are greatly thankful for the opportunity. I've gone through this. It has taught us so much that I'm sure we will take with us for the rest of our lives. It has also just taught us to critically evaluate assumptions. It is very easy to assume that something is possible, but you need to be the interrogator of your own idea first. Second of all, your first idea is not always your best. It's always good to be flexible, move with it, see if it works. If it doesn't work, find something else, or develop or pivot, new word learned, pivot your idea in a direction where it actually becomes feasible. Change, yes again, change and flexibility helps with positive progress. Proving your claims is hard work, but it's a necessary evil. Listen to your potential customers. It's a collaborative effort when it comes to business idea formation, that you listen to your customers because they are the people that will actually at the end of the day be bringing in revenue. They know what they want, so therefore you should sell what they want. Negative feedback is not always a bad thing, it's actually an opportunity for growth. It shows you the loopholes in your ideas and how you could potentially change or fill them. And then I think one of the most great things about this course being compacted into 5 days is the idea of not just thinking about it, but do it. And if you, in the process of doing it, you experience difficulties, develop it to change and align yourself with your greater vision. Finally, before we all get bored, is our goals for the next 2 weeks. We would like to contact the Director of Finances and Infrastructure to get a more concretized agreement between the two of us, or between us as a business and him, so that we know that it's actually a viable space. Because if we cannot locate a space on campus, then the business model would be in jeopardy. Then it's source the suppliers. We need suppliers of equipment, we need suppliers of additional furniture if we want to bring them into the space. Obviously, using a lean method, we would be developing over time, not an extremely capital-intensive once-off renovation of the place. In addition to that, fully developing our product range, meaning what juices, what coffees, what food are we serving, which societies are we going to build partnerships with. And then also, I think one of the most critical is building relationships with key partners. Linking with pre-established businessmen in the Grahamstown community that know how to navigate the space, that have access to resources that we might not necessarily have, but in a collaborative fashion, not necessarily a business partnership. Right.
Okay. To add to that, we will be looking at ways of renting out the venue. So other businesses, like maybe we don't have the time and also infrastructure, so maybe getting some of the restaurants there to be the ones providing that service and all that stuff. Also, another thing is also working with some of our classmates, Prodigy, working with them, maybe that way you could have their tutorials and stuff. So we could be renting out a lot. Another stream, income stream.
And then, any questions?
First of all, well done.
I really like the idea that you just pitched, which is to get outside people, outside restaurants in, because then you don't have any, you limit your risk then. So if you've got if you have a little kiosk there from the Chinese restaurant, or kiosk from, I don't know, Mug and Bean or whatever, different tastes, then you've got, you limit your risk, and then you see if your customers are going to come in for that, and then you can develop your own line.
Fantastic, thank you so much for that contribution.
Am I speaking?
No, we were told the previous
right.
presentation.
Zach's been a while.
Zach,
Yes.
Sorry, so you've got the coffee shop under the arch, and you've got Rhodes Theatre Cafe downstairs, and you've got the cave, and you've got that little bakery just across the road, which I'm not sure if students go to. Blockhouse. And you've got the blockhouse. That all are safe places, and also give food and really nice coffee. How are you going to really get yourself out there and be really different? Because I know the Rhodes Theatre down here also have been asked to do music and have things going as well.
All right. The first thing is in terms of the location itself. Whether you're from Kimberley, Dining Hall, or whatever, this is more central for you. When we develop our thing more, you'll see, even in terms of delivery and everything, it will be easier for us to deliver the product quicker. Also, we do, a lot of the times we finish later than all the other businesses in town. One thing I've also realized is that Grahamstown they never have too many coffee shops. There's always a market for that. The more coffee shops that open, there's still customer base for it. So in terms of our location, I think it's very, very ideal. And even the times that we close, it's also, it's also.
And have you got permission from Rhodes to stay open until what
No.
time?
We're still in the negotiation phase at this stage, but I'm sure we can work our magic. And also, I just wanted to say that it's also just about positioning yourself strategically. We know that there are other coffee shops. We are well aware, but we're selling a holistic, a holistic experience here, or a holistic environment. It's not just the cafe. It's the rec in its entirety. It's the idea of, you can go to a coffee shop, but in a coffee shop with limited space, you can only be there for really a certain amount of time, especially when there's large volumes, especially during lunch. If you look at just square meterage, in comparison to these coffee shops, the blockhouse is extremely small, handmade also has limited space. The union itself, the current union bar, is massive. And it just allows us to have a lot more students in it, and also have those different spaces for different needs almost.
Sorry, I missed your first presentation. I just want to find, are you marketing it as student-run rec, or is it a student-friendly rec, or is it just a rec? Okay, let me elaborate what I'm just saying. I'm looking in terms of future sustainability of the project. Are you running it as the students that are here, and what happens next year, or are you just as a business that is catering for students, and next year you're going to be, even if you're not students, you still run the business? That's what I want to find.
It is very much a student-friendly, because we even said earlier on that it will get to a stage where we'll rent out the places to the different, so there will still be student employees, but it will be very, very much a student-friendly, not necessarily student-run, because we will be leaving and we will need to sell it to the next PDEM class, anyone who is interested, or perhaps sell it to the Rhodes SRC.
But it's the idea of, it depends. If it's viable, if it's successful, if we are passionate about it, like some of us are, this is something you could direct your life around. This is a business. It's got the greatest potential, or we see the greatest potential in it. So realistically speaking, it has the potential to be sustainable. As long as the university is on this space, it can run. There will never not be a desire for food. There will never not be a desire for coffee. Okay, maybe, but it's like, okay. Entertainment in a university context. So realistically, from a sustainability point of view, there is sustainability. It just depends on the cohesiveness and the desires of those that actually initiate and start the business.
I think what they're saying is that they want to be a management company.
That's actually what I wanted to get clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in terms of partnership with Rhodes, where do they stand? That's what I wanted to get clarity.
So they pay rent to Rhodes.
Okay, and then they
They
manage
it
We
for
pay-
all the okay.
Everything
Okay,
else.
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's just one thing I was going to say as well. It's also just following on from that is you almost need to decide on what direction you're going, and then that's what you do. Either you're renting the space out for a comedy slam, or you're a place that somebody can have a cup of coffee and study. Because I'm studying and there's someone on a microphone, raging on about something, I'm going to be quite irritated. So you need to set your direction, and I think it's a great idea. I think it's a fantastic idea. The space is there, it's just direction.
Well, just a constructive thing to add to that is, you can always just space out the calendar. In exam times, obviously not have these events.
Yeah.
But I really like the idea. I hope you guys can push through.
Yeah, 100%.
What does REC stand for?
It was just recreational, then we just made it direct.
Short for that.
Sorry, just briefly, I just want to check the financial viability.
Okay,
Because it's a fairly large space. You've got to have waitering staff, you've got to have kitchen staff. Considering Rose's financial position at the moment, where you're not even sure if we can pay salaries in the next 2 months, they're not going to necessarily jump on something that's not. It's not there's no unique propositioning that's not available elsewhere. Location's one thing I understand that, but there's a lot of things on campus. So you've got fairly high overheads in terms of running it on the hours that you're wanting to do it, and potentially having to subsidize some of the food, because some of the items you've listed there for 10 and 20 rand, but you're wanting to sell mug and bean quality food at dining hall prices. It's I don't see the financial plan for it. So it's something that you would need to just do some mock-ups on your overdrafts, because otherwise you're going to have problems with staff and turnover of personnel and people not servicing and underperforming, and then people won't go. And I would recommend you also speak to, why the union closed down, because location is not the only thing that draws students. So you can manage those risks.
yes, thank you. Thank you.
Partnerships, I think will be very important in addressing that. So if you partner potentially with the existing Rhodes catering, that might be one option. You could look at things like, when the reses shut down, dining halls shut down, the students get a meal voucher, packaging meals around that, so that they come to you instead of going to Pick and Pay. You can have an oasis there as well, because students carry water every time there's no water. So I think that there are opportunities to branch out into other avenues. But I agree, I think there's lots of costs. You might need to look at investors and find investors around town for that. Finances are going to be key. I think there are lots of opportunities for this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, guys.
We also want to say thank you very much to Mr. Theron and Mr. George.
First name's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. We really did appreciate that, and I've said it before. I really did like the fact that during the videos, you gave a lot of African examples. I mean, transformation is very big on this campus, and to have you guys not give us just European and Western, but give us other examples in Africa was really, really good, and we really appreciate that. Transformation in action.
Yeah.